I think we're live. I never know. You know what? I really do hate lives because it just, I don't know. I guess I'm still not accustomed talking to myself and just hoping people are looking. All right, look, everything's working today, boy, because people are watching. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Atiba. Hi. Who else? Hi, Andrea. Andrea, hope you shared, you know, because Andrea is the one who's like, it's half an hour is not good enough, you know? Is the lighting good? I'm not using this light here that I normally turn on. Is that better? Because that's in my eye. Oh gosh, things falling down all over the place. Ah! Okay, hey, who said hey? I don't know who said hey. I'm not even gonna try to touch it today. Did y'all notice I'm landscape? Am I landscape actually? Could somebody, before we even start, am I landscape? Show comments. No, I don't want to write a comment. You can leave it off. Okay, good, because I don't really like it. How do I show the comments? Hi, Crystal. Hi, Carlos. No, you normal. Meaning, when I say normal, like, y'all not seeing me in a weird way, right? Hi, yes, I am. Hey. Okay, so I'm good to go. Give me a thumbs up if I'm good to go. Give me a heart if I'm good to go. If, you know, y'all seeing me in the right way and I'm not sideways and all kind of weird stuff. Caught you live for once, but it's frozen. Auntie, that's because of your connection. That is not because of me. Do y'all see I have on a little bit of makeup? Still, can y'all see it? No? Oh, busted. I have on mascara. Oh, well. Okay, right, good. All those likes. Yay, it looks so nice. Oh, my gosh. I like, you know what? I like when you guys do that. Like, press it lots of times. Can y'all see the likes on my screen? Because I find it looks so cool when it's like, woo, tons of them. Okay, before we get started, I'm back to my purple. Because everybody seems to like my purple. I want to big up 5 Islands. Okay? No, they are not paying me for bigging them up. But y'all know me, right? I Trinity to the bone. Like, I'm so patriotic, all about patriotism, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. And I find that, for me, we like to copy things and we're all about Disney. So the person who would have brought an amusement park might have just tried to do something Disney and copycat and whatnot. And 5 Island Amusement Park, I don't know if you guys know, but Brian McFarlane was a designer. I don't remember the name of the architect, but it's a local. The contractors are local, the employees are local, so I would consider it being, you know, 100% local. Andrea, could you please share? Because you're the one who says that, you know, we have fun, blah, blah, blah. So share the fun, guys. I'm not going to go on until I see everybody sharing this live, because I see all these comments saying, you know, every parent should hear. The only way every parent's going to hear my rants are if y'all share. So you got to share. Okay? Right, so for me, I find the 5 Islands, the whole idea behind the whole local thing, I really like that. I also like that they stayed, yes, shared, I saw it. They stayed true to who we are. So for instance, 5 Islands, like I couldn't figure out what was the whole 5 Islands about. If by the time the park is finished, you'd actually be able to see all the 5 Islands. And so the vision is, even something like that starts to pique your interest on the 5 Islands. Because I know my child, I mean, well, she know about Magnificent 7. Maybe we'll move on to 5 Islands because there's so much rich history in the whole 5 Islands. And so that's part of their aim, to bring back up all that history and to really, you know, start to bring a sense of patriotism and national pride and stuff like that. So everything is based, if you go into it, you know, they're all trees and it's nature. And it's not like trying to be a winter wonderland because we're a Caribbean paradise. And so they really embrace that whole Caribbean feel. Everything's named after our things. So you have the pelican, you have the caiman. And I really like that. So you have the howler monkey. So kudos to Brian McFarlane for keeping it real, keeping it Caribbean, but keeping it international standard, because people tend to feel as if the only way that we can be of an international standard is to copy something the Americans did. And they have been able to really, I mean, and they're not even fully open. It's just like a soft opening. They were able to create something that we can be proud of, that this is 100% local. This is a local feel. We can talk caiman, we could talk pelican, we could talk howler monkeys and still be really proud of it. And I personally really like that. So I'm gonna give you guys really very, very quickly, because I know somebody taught me how to do this. If I touch this live, 5 minutes, yes, hopefully that stays up, and then I can time myself. Because there are some things I don't know. I haven't visited the website, that's to tell you. So I mean, if you're anything like me, you'd rather hear it than go and sit down and click on websites and like try to figure out everything. Walk with a change of clothes, because a lot of people couldn't take advantage of everything because they were not necessarily prepared. This is not a family outing where you put your hair out. First begin, girls with long hair, tie that up, because a lot of the rides will tell you, tie your hair up and stuff like that. So go with your hair tied up. Go with sneakers, don't go with heels, it's a no-no. Don't go with slippers, it's a no-no, especially children, right? They need to be like if you're gonna hike, think about that. If you're gonna do the surfing, please do not wear a bikini. I was in a t-shirt and like gym clothes, and even the pressure of that water was like pulling down my pants and flying up my t-shirt. So make sure that you're well dressed, like tight stuff, and that kind of adventure clothing, because what you don't want to do is pay $200 to enter, and then half the things you cannot take advantage of because you're not well prepared. So walk with a change of clothes, walk with a towel, that kind of thing, right? Be in, covered shoes, sneakers if possible, things that are comfortable to be able to take advantage of everything. How does the pricing work? The prices is by height, it's not by age necessarily, because, Jessie's 7, but she is pretty tall for her age, so she could go on every single ride. So if she can go on every single ride, then she shouldn't be paying a $70 price, she should be paying a big people price. Simple. If you're going to take advantage of all the rides, then you should pay all the rides price. There is an option to pay same $200, but the $100 goes towards food, and then $100 towards arcade games, if it is that you're not necessarily doing the actual rides, right? So there are different options, so ask about it. The staff are all Trini, and they're all, it's not Trini service like normal. They're really outstanding. I'm gonna do a blog at some point, because right now I didn't even write my column for Wednesday yet. Yeah? So I'm going to do a blog at some point, and what I will do is I'll try to put everything in one place, in one review, because then it gets so long. So that's my number one takeaway, to be prepared, because then when you're going to it, you're not going to reach in and be like, we weren't prepared for this. But I definitely 100% endorse it. We were there for 9 hours yesterday. 9 hours. That alone says, $200. If you go to Chuck E. Cheese, I probably shouldn't say that because I might want them to sponsor me one day, and but if you go to Chuck E. Cheese, think about how much money you would have to spend to entertain yourself in 9 hours in Chuck E. Cheese. It'll work. $200 and you entertain whole day. That sounds cool to me, right? Check out the videos on my page and whatever. And it should give you a pretty good idea. So let's move into parenting, right? That was my family adventure tip. Still kind of parenting, so I didn't go too far off. My thing today is fitting it all in, because I get that. That's my number one question that a lot of people, actually I think my number one might be on homeschooling. No, actually, it's all, how do you fit it in? Because people seem to think that I get all this kind of stuff done, I have lots of things going on, blah, blah, blah. And so a lot of people always ask, how do you do it all? Like, how do you get, thanks for sharing this info. You know what, it's my pleasure. I wish people would share info as well, because, it's all about a village. And I don't know why we think that if we share our knowledge, that our knowledge diminishes. We need to stop being selfish with our knowledge. If you know it, share it. It's not going to make you stupider. In fact, it's going to make you smarter. Because the more you teach and you impart your knowledge, the better it is for you. So it is my pleasure, Ronald, to share that information with you. Right, how do I fit it all in? I am going to apologize, sorry, not sorry, kind of thing, in advance, because this is going to sound a little bit like a sermon. If you're wondering why I'm speaking on this side, it's because I'm told that you guys could see my comments, and they said last time when I spoke like this, y'all were seeing the comments along my face. So could somebody tell me if that's true? Like when I'm here in the center of the screen, is it that you're seeing my comments and you're not seeing my face? Say yes or no quickly. So I'm going to stay like this just in case until I see the yes or no's, right? And so that's why I'm speaking here, so that you can see me here and see the comments there. No, not true. So that you guys aren't seeing my face looking all weird with comments. Because somebody sent me a screenshot and said that's how they were seeing it. And it really did look pretty weird. You couldn't see my face at all. and they were just seeing, when they sent me the screenshot of what they were seeing, I was just seeing my face, but literally with like comments all through it. So, I don't know. No. Okay, great. Well, so you guys, you can censor yourself. Okay. So I'm going to but just seeing you. Okay, so y'all can't see so you guys can't see the comments of other people, or is it that you guys just don't have, you can swipe the comments away? Well, right, so maybe that's what it is. I was about to ask, is it that you guys don't have the comments? Because some people have the comments up because they want to interact as well with the comments. So maybe make sure your comments are showing, and then sometimes the interface is different on a phone. Okay. Well, so I'm only if their phone is on landscape. I'm watching on a okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay on this side, but it's below, not on your face. I have no idea then, because how I am seeing it, if I'm like this, I'm actually seeing all the comments through my face, like what somebody showed me. When I'm like this, I see the comments on one side, and then I see my face on the next side. So we can see other comments. Okay, great. You guys are so participating today. Oh my gosh. Okay, I am seeing your face and comments on the right. Okay. If you don't want, you can swipe the comments. No, well, I don't want to swipe the comments away because I want to hear y'all. I want to interact with you guys. Because first to begin, I want to find out if this is a topic that you want to hear, because I have a lot of other topics, right? But first topic is, how do I fit it all in? Does anybody else have a problem with fitting it all in? Because I know a lot of moms complain, because I mean, we do have housework, we have schoolwork, we have all kind of different work to do. And sometimes we do feel a little bit overwhelmed, right? First to begin, practice deep breathing. It's all gonna be fine. Complaining, I mean, this is gonna sound me. This is gonna sound, I know it seems like it's easier said than done, but the truth is that our complaining is not going to make the list go away. Like, nothing we do is gonna make that list go away, right? So the truth is, that whole feeling of being overwhelmed and that whole complaining and woe is me is not really going to help. So we need to start to develop coping mechanisms. I'm kind of an angry bird, right? I have to work through my anger issues. So it might be screaming, it might be, beating up of a pillow, it might be acting crazy, so some people, the whole deep breathing, they haven't necessarily gotten to the deep breathing. But at the end of the day, we do have to start to employ coping mechanisms, right? Because the one thing that's gonna make it harder, and I guarantee is gonna make it harder, is complaining and being all like pity party, woe is me. All that's gonna do is drain your energy, and it's gonna take time, because the time that it takes to complain and say, I'm too busy, and think about everything, you could have actually gotten something off your to-do list done. The truth is, I actually do think that it's helpful to write things down, because mummy brain is scientific. We gonna forget things. That's scientific. So again, embrace that your brain all cuckoo, and sort of write things down. That's fine. That is another way on how I fit all things in, right? I'm fine with, one, I can't finish it all. So I ain't even gonna bother to try to think I's Wonder Woman. Plain and simple. I'm writing it down, and when it gets done, it gets done. My number one takeaway, and this is the part where I'm gonna sound like I'm preaching. There is a thing in the Bible that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things will be added. I mean, I can give you so many testimonies of when I was trying to sell the show, or trying to sell sponsorship, or trying to sell my book, trying to do so many different things, right? All the different things that I've tried to do in life. And they just don't work. And you're up 11 o'clock, and you're up 12 o'clock, and sometimes you're up 2 o'clock in the morning, and you have to wake up at 5 o'clock, and you're just at it, and you're at it, and you're at it. And you feel that you haven't gotten it yet, and your to-do list isn't finished. So you feel guilty. Does anybody else feel guilty that they sleep? Because your list isn't finished. So really and truly, we shouldn't sleep. Because you ain't made it yet, and you're still broke, so you shouldn't sleep. I've seen those kinds of things, right? I've seen those memes and stuff that say that you can sleep when you're dead, or if you're still broke, then, you can't sleep, or if, we don't give up when we're tired. All these things have its place, but at the end of the day, I do think that has contributed to the decay of our mental health. And so first things first, you have to put priorities, and you have to set your priorities. So I started off with the, talking about seeking first the kingdom of God, right? I found that when I rest and I just go, you know what, God, I put in this in your hands because there's nothing more that I can do. Like, I cannot physically work harder. I cannot physically sell this product more. I cannot twist people's arms and like take on my vision, right? I can't do it. So I'm going to just rest and I'm going to leave you. And you know what? In your timing, and I'm done, I'm fed up. And as soon as I do that, as soon as I embrace that rest period, and I just go, I'm done. Guess what's happened? Everything, every single thing happens. And so, fitting it all in, my secret is putting things first. I didn't want to put I guess I might have been misleading, I don't know. I guess it's selling. So, today's real message is putting first things first, because our to-do list is not first. Our children's education, truth be told, not first. We need to start to put first things first. And here's what's first things first. Families first. If you believe in God and you're a God-fearing family, then God is first, right? But families first. Love is first. Their emotional well-being and our emotional well-being is first. You need to forget it all. Whether they could read, write, be the best gymnast in the world, I don't know, come first in tests. It didn't matter. None of it matters if at the end of the day, nobody's happy. And we have become a society that honestly puts all this focus on achievement. We've become so achievement driven that our mental health, our emotional health, our family's well-being are literally falling by the wayside because we don't study well. You know what falls by the wayside? Manners first to begin, right? Because we're raising a bunch of brats, all intelligent, but nobody know how to say good morning and good afternoon. I'm tired of like literally walking around and people seeming to think that my child stands out. The fact that my child stands out is not cool because I would like everybody to be as polite. It should be good morning. When I walk into a bank, like why are we not walking into a public place and announcing good morning? Why is it not normal that when you see somebody for the first time for the day, you say good morning? It matters not whether you know them. And if you're in the zoo, that means you have real good morning to say because you're going to see real plenty of people as you walk past. And every single new face you see, you need to say, hi, good morning. Like that's basics, you know, basics. So it matters not to me whether your child could read, write, multiply, or anything, and they can't say good morning. Because you know what's going to happen? They're going to be an entitled PhD doctor guy that's like all smart, but is a total a-hole. And we don't want to raise smart assholes, like plain and simple. That's not what we're trying to do, and that is what we're doing. So we need to start to put priority. We need to say, you know what, them dishes could wait, because I cannot hug up my child. And sometimes you might have to tell the teacher, you know what, we went to the movies instead, we're not doing your homework. Plain and simple. I know it sounds bad, and I know it sounds really crazy, but guys, the truth is, I personally think that not only our country, but our world is going to shit. And the only way that we're going to save it is by being bold-faced and by saying we stand up against it. Like, we totally going to stand up against all this nonsense. Because depression rates going up, suicide rates going up, divorce rates going up, all kind of things going up. All the negative things going up. And you know what? That's because we're not putting first things first. Plain and simple. Do you know something, right? It takes, I think, not I think, right? If you put your head down, you could do your PhD in 10 years. So why do we need to start to practice Spanish and English and piano and all these random things at age 2? It actually doesn't make sense when you think about it. Because in Holland, they start to read at 7, and they read just as fine as us who start to read at 2. And nobody's going to care if they started to read at 2. In fact, you know what? Very few people will care if you get your PhD at 20 versus if you get it at 30 or 40. Because I guarantee you, if you get your PhD at 20, but then you have a brain aneurysm at 30 because you're so stressed out, or you commit suicide by 30 because you're so stressed out, or you can't have any relationship because you have no manners, which one makes sense? Getting it at 20, or waiting a whole 20 years and becoming a doctor at 40, which is still a pretty impressive feat. But your emotions are in check, your mind's sound, you're actually married and have a good marriage and you're like all mannerly and stuff with each other and everything's in order. I personally think that balance is cool. I don't know how to let go of all my duties and just relax. I know I know you don't know, because society tells us it's wrong. Because society makes us feel guilty if our child can't read and write by the time they reach into secondary school. And it honestly comes where a point of, we need to really be bold-faced. We have gotten to that place. You know, people say Trinidad is on the brink of being a failed society, right? Well, the only way that we're going to bring it back is being bold-faced. And honestly, science isn't catching up, you know. We're trying to go, okay, well, instead of being sustainable, let's try to invent something that's going to help the earth not, like, just blow up. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create problems. Well, we're not trying to create problems. We have created the problems. And then we're trying to be smart enough to create solutions for the problems. When in the first place, if we just take a step back and really go, all this productivity ain't worth it. It's not worth it. Is it really worth our children's mental health? Because at the end of the day, that is what we are doing to them. We have become so competitive. And I know university is competitive. I know to be able to go to Yale, you have to have like 1,000 languages and 1,000 instruments and 1,000 all of that. Is UE so bad? Like, seriously. And you know what? I honestly think that if you raise a child that's genuinely confident, genuinely manly, and if you focus on love instead, and this sounds really airy-fairy, I know it's gonna sound really airy-fairy, but my to-do list gets done. And I could stand here and I could boast. So there's a little bit of boasting time, right? Because everybody says, Marsha, how do you accomplish so much? I accomplished so much, and I guarantee you all, just before I started here, me and Jessie were sitting down watching When Called the Heart. I have real thing to do. I always have real thing to do. Always have real thing to do. But you know what? First things first. We were in church till 1 o'clock. I could easily miss and say, dude, I have not finished writing my article for Wednesday, and I have camp on Monday, and I didn't go to the grocery for Monday yet, and the house in a mess. And I could go through all the list of things to do. But guess what? First things first. So we're going to go to church, and we're going to get our little time where we rest and relax, and we get refueled. And somehow, and I can't explain, it's just how it works, but I guarantee you, my to-do list gets done even faster. If I say, Jessie, come here, so to do, and she's not in a good mood, because she doesn't get in a good mood when we're busy. When we're real busy and Jessie don't get her mommy time, she becomes a little devil, if you ask me. You know, real stubborn, real bad behaved, right? Well, at least bad behaved in my books. So I take a step back, I go, all right, cool, fine. Let me have some hug-up time, relax, watch a movie. And you know what? She finishes all her chores in 5 minutes. So we could drag it out for 5 hours, and we could spend the 5 hours saying, Jessie, have you done it? And she's going to move slowly, and she's going to take her time, and she's going to do it badly, and she's going to make a mess of it, and it's going to just drive everybody crazy. Or we could go, you know what? Put it down. Let's get into a good frame of mind. Let's have some fun. But when we're done, you have a list of things to do. And the list of things just gets done much faster. And so that's my advice for the whole getting things done, right? People ask me all the time, 23 minutes. People ask me all the time, how do I get things done? That's how I get things done. I do nothing. When it's time to rest, I rest. When it's time to pray, I pray. And when it's time to hug up, I hug up. And I put priority on mental health, emotional health, love, and all these EQ things that seemingly seem to be not important and whatever. And guess what? It works, because I get it all done. And I can boast about all my achievements having binge watched. Not just watched, I just binge watch television. I sit down and watch 3, 4, 5 episodes all at one time. Sit down in my pajamas, I do bed, I do whatever I want. Plain and simple. Because you see, the society, when you look back at society and you honestly watch us and you say, why am I even following y'all? Like, y'all in a mess. Your science can't work today and can't work tomorrow, and all of a sudden it right today and it right tomorrow. So just, love is all we need. I know it sounds really, really corny, but you will honestly get more progress if you put first things first. Yeah? Cool. Right. So, I have 6 minutes left. Do you guys have a question for me? Because I do have, oh gosh, what did I do? Now I don't have my comments. Oh, jeez. Oh, how do I get back my comments? No, I don't want to write a comment. I want to see a comment. Oh, busted. Guys, I can't find your comments. Great. I'm all for that. Good. Yes. Have you guys been sharing? I hope you've been sharing, right? So true. Oh, 11 people shared. So, Andrea, are you gonna... Maybe what you could do is put a big piece of paper that says rest. And remind yourself that it's okay. And anybody who's mad at you for taking a rest, send them by me. And get a piece of my mind. Because I could rather talk. And I could rather give people a piece of my mind. And in fact, it might actually help me because I have anger issues and I could like take it out on them and then be all fine for Jessie. Okay? So Andrea, do I get a promise that you're not going to feel guilty? That you're going to be fine? Agreed, parents need... Yes, we do. We do need reminders. We do need reminders because we're pushing our children as well. We're pushing ourselves. No, don't wait till you're sick, you know. Don't wait till you're sick. You know why we end up sick? Because we don't know how to rest. We don't know how to rest. And we should really not let guilt win. Don't. If you can't, Brandon, I know it. Brandon Tate, for anybody who's seeing why he's saying so proud, is because I think it was about 5 years ago, Brandon was like, you need to start to do videos. And I was like, do what? Are you mad? And he was like, yes. I was like, no. Can't do it. Can't do it. So just in case y'all thought I became like this overnight, ask Brandon how long ago. He came and he was like, you need to build your brand. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. That advice came so long ago. So you know what? Use that particular, that little bit of how long it takes. It's not an overnight process. So I'm saying it. I know it sounds like it's easy to do. It's not an overnight process to not feel guilty. It's not an overnight process to be like society. It really isn't. Because guess what? I saw some of my churchgoers are all like, oh my God, that's not Christian of you. You're going to make all Christians look bad. Don't do that on that. It's okay. It's fine. God says to love everybody. So I know it's a hard process, right? I say it. I do say a lot of things like it's easy, but I do want you guys to know that this process here, me talking to a camera, took, I think, maybe more than 5 years. If I go back and try to find the Facebook post when I had that meeting. So it does take time. It does. So even that, be okay with it. Be okay with if you feel guilty the next day. That's fine if you feel guilty the next day. It's okay. But maybe we could start to put some notes. Put it in hearts. Don't put it in rectangles because we need to love ourselves. Guys, we self-abuser. We abuse our children and we abuse ourselves all the time. You know, and that's really the truth. We need to stop abusing ourselves because society seems to think that we must be all Wonder Woman. I mean, I love that people call me a Wonder Woman and all this kind of stuff, but you know what? I'm really not. I am broken, I am tired, I am messy, I am stinky, I am clueless half the time. You know, there's so many things and that's fine. Like, it's fine. I am so, like, done competing. Like, I'm done. If your kid can spell, like, that's cool. My kid could say good morning and good afternoon. And you know what? My kid's happy. My kid is happy. And I am happy. Are you? Like, that's really our aim. Our aim is to be healthy and happy and be at peace and be okay. And just like shut it all out and be okay. Yeah? Guys, I think that's the end of it. I have 2 more minutes. I have 1 more minute. I really try not to go over. Is there any other questions? Next week, I really want to talk about finding your village because I think that that's a big part of the whole happiness. And, you know, being around the right people helps because you need people who are not going to be like over competitive or who's going to tell you it's okay to rest. You do not want negative people around you. You do not want a bunch of people who are not going to contribute to your happiness, who are not going to contribute to your children's happiness, who are not going to contribute to your mental state of mind, who are not going to contribute to your children's state of mind. You need to find people who have the same value system. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit more my journey on finding the right village, because I do think that, hi Mark, we're about to leave. I'm so sorry. These are my closing comments because I try to keep it to a half an hour. I know Andrea wants an hour, but I've given you guys an hour split in two, Wednesdays and Sundays. So y'all already have 2 days of my week. This is still work for me and our partner. It's still taking away my child time. And all you know, I like my child, right? Cool. So we're going to talk about finding a village next week, because I think that it does take a village to raise a child, but I do also think that, you know, there's a saying where I've seen the village, it's okay, I'll raise my child myself. But God sends us a village. It doesn't have to be the village right next to us. We may have to go in search of our village, right? Wednesday's column, check it out. I do not know what I'm writing about. I might write about plantation parenting. It's something that I've wanted to speak about a long time. Maybe I'll write about finding our village. I don't know. Maybe I'll write about this live here that I did. Maybe I'll put it into words. Yeah? So Wednesday, get your Guardian and check it out. And I should probably leave now and go write the column so that it can be in the Guardian by Wednesday. Okay, guys? Bye. Be sure to give me all the likes, all the loves. Yes, yes, yes. And be sure to share if you haven't shared. Love you guys. See you on Wednesday. I got purple grape juice for Wednesdays, wine Wednesdays, to look like I'm actually having wine. Oh my gosh, look at how many hearts!